All right, here with junior linebacker Brian Harrington, Northeast 10 Defensive Player of the Week this week and 2 times total of the first 3 weeks. Brian, just kind of talk about that, how the first 3 games for you have gone, double-figure tackles every game, leading the team, and how it's come together for you.
It's not something that I exactly planned on doing. I just kind of go out every game and try my best every game. And I want to do that every game. But I've been fortunate enough. The defensive line has been playing well, and they've been keeping the big guys on the offensive line off me and allowing me to come up and make some plays.
Out of Rockland High School, right nearby. Take us back in your high school. What that how the program was and what kind of got you to the point where Stonehill became a possibility.
My sophomore year we were not very good. My junior year we were decent. We were like a 500 team. I was sneaking in the playoffs, and then my senior year we had like 24 seniors on our team, so we had a pretty good club. And I was talking to Stonehill a little bit, and my sister had come here, and there's guys back in the 90s who friends with my brother who came here and played football, and it kind of persuaded me to look at the school. And then I kind of fell in love with it. I came up for a few spring practices, and I was talking to Coach Talley, and I ultimately fell in love with the school and the type of football they play, and I thought it would be a great fit for me, and I'm real happy with the decision I made now.
Obviously, Coach Talley brings some experience at the professional level, a defensive kind of guy. Coach Gardner now really kind of embraced that philosophy with them, and the defense really kind of taken off under those 2 guys. Just talk about them, what they provide defensively for you and your teammates.
They're awesome. I love playing for both of them. Coach Talley's kind of drifted towards the offense this year and a little bit last spring ball, but he's still there to tell me what I'm doing right and what I'm doing wrong. But Coach Gardner, being the defensive coordinator and being my position coach, being the coach of the linebackers, he's a guy I've really got to spend a lot of time with, and we got pretty close the past few years, and everything he tells me I buy into. He knows what he's talking about from every aspect of the game. So he's a great person to learn from, and I was fortunate enough to be coached by him.
You came in as a freshman the last 2 years of primarily special teams, certainly still involved with them again this year. Last year, special teams MVP by the coaching staff. Talk about that process coming in and going from being maybe the star in high school to sit back and bide your time for 2 years to get you to the process where you are now.
Yeah, I went to a small school in Massachusetts. It wasn't a powerhouse by any means, so it's not like I was a big kid. I was like 185 pounds coming out of high school, and I kind of knew that I wasn't going to be, a huge impact player right away. And if I wanted to get on the field, then I'd have to, work my way up. So I figured coming in freshman year, try to make, one special teams and try to find my way on the bus. And freshman year, I ended up being on, I think, all but one special teams or all the special teams, I'm not sure. And I kind of just bought into it. And, if I'm not going to be on the field, for starting on defense, I might as well, make the most of my opportunity. And then sophomore year, I was hoping, maybe I get on the field. And, I found the field a little bit, but it was another year again where I'm going to have to make the most of my opportunity. And they thought special teams would be the spot for me, so I just bought into it, and I thought I did an all right job, and helped the team any way I could, and just kind of learned from that.
Yeah, certainly special teams have been important. It certainly has been overlooked on this coaching staff, and the team's been very successful there and made that important. Now that you're in the starting lineup on defense, how are you able to look back, point out to the freshmen that are now kind of where you were 2 years ago, and say, hey, this is where you can make your marks on this team, and sort of follow in your footsteps a little bit.
Yeah, as a freshman or a sophomore or junior, senior, it's a great way to get noticed. I wasn't, a stud by any means coming here, so just the hard work on special teams, the coaches kind of pick up on things like that. They see your work ethic, and they see how you approach the game, and you just put all you got into that. 20 plays a game on special teams. Like the coaches, they're going to notice it. you'll end up benefiting from it in the long run.
Your first 2 years, you went up against this offense in practice every day, so I'm sure none of this, what they've done the last couple of games, is coming as a surprise to you. Talk about what it's like being on the other side, and how maybe you look at them and see what they're accomplishing.
I'm glad I don't have to play them in games because they're just so versatile. I mean, they can beat you any way they want. The short passing game, they can throw it deep. The running game looks awesome right now. I mean, the offensive line is just a bunch of tough guys. For 2 years, it was just being on scout team was kind of getting beat up by those guys every day. But it was my job, my responsibility to try to get those guys better. And this year, I'm fortunate enough not to have to go against them a lot in practice. I mean, we still go against them. We go back and forth. We'll beat them, they'll beat us. But they look awesome right now, and I'm excited. I'm excited for tomorrow. I'm excited for the rest of the season, see what these guys can do.
How much does it help a defense to have an offense that's like that is going to put up points, take a little bit of the pressure off of you guys, maybe not have to worry about shutting a team down completely? That's obviously the goal.
Yeah. This year it's been huge. I mean, defensively, I don't think we're where we want to be right now. We're doing what we need to do, but I think we need to try to exceed our expectations, and they're helping us out by putting a pretty good amount of points on the board. So when we're not doing as best as we can, they're taking a little weight off our shoulders by keeping us in that game. And I think as the season progresses, it'll help us out a lot. I think our defense will wake up a little bit, take a little bit of points off the board, and offense will keep doing what they have to do.
Let's take us back to Friday, probably one of the wildest games I've ever watched. And again, you guys had your struggles early, maybe defensively, but did you feel like you maybe turned a corner in that game? Because after that first quarter, really didn't allow much to them. And, again, now looking forward, you saw your offense dig out of 14-point hole, 3 14-point holes. I mean, your confidence as a team, knowing that maybe you guys can, the offense can help you out a little bit, but then the defense can make the adjustments and moving forward.
Yeah, I mean, I think we had a really, really tough first quarter as a defense. And I think the best part about that is when we're on the sidelines talking to the coaches and, talking amongst ourselves as players, we weren't down. We weren't really, we had a real positive attitude. We knew we weren't playing to our, capability. And Coach Gardner said a great thing. He said, how do I put this?
It's a family show.
Yeah. No, he said they're gonna score on us on 15-play drives, and we're okay with that. They're not beating us on big plays. We're not okay with that. I can't say that, but that's gonna happen. If they're gonna put a drive together, it's all right. We're not killing ourselves, and I think that was a great sign. They might put together a drive, but we're not going to allow them we're not going to make mistakes to allow them to make big plays. And it was kind of, we thought about that, and as the game went on, I think we kind of woke up and, we started playing a little better, and, the offense, didn't matter if they were down, 50 points or down 14 points, they were going to keep fighting, and, they did, and they got us back into that game, and I think as a unit, we kind of, had the realization that, we can be okay. We have a pretty good ball club, and as long as we keep working, that we'll be all right.
So coming up this Saturday night, Bentley comes to town. Certainly your attention's right away in a Bentley week. Talk about now as you're in the starting role and the guys here on this team, what it means to you and playing these guys this year.
We're all excited. I mean, Bentley's a really, really good team, and we think we have a pretty good team. So all week of practice, I think everyone's been pretty jacked up, pretty excited about this game, and I just think tomorrow night will be pretty special. Talking to a lot of the guys from when I was a freshman, a lot of the seniors have called me and they've texted me, and they're coming back for the game, and I got people from back home calling me because this is a big game. Everyone knows Bentley and Stonehill. it's a rivalry. So, back and forth in practice this week. Everyone's been, talking to each other. And we're excited. We're excited to see what happens. We're excited to get out there and play these guys.
All right, Brian. Well, congratulations on the great start, and best of luck on Saturday night.
Thank you very much.